Alrighty, I am here to talk about 10 grants for your small business and how you can get your money. Not only get money, but get free money. So definitely you want to tune in to this broadcast. Also, please hit that love button. Do subscribe for future updates because I always share very helpful information to help you get your money, to help you be successful with your small business that you have. So I also ask that you share this broadcast out to other entrepreneurs and small business owners that also need to know about these programs, opportunities, grants that are available to small business right now that you can apply for. Before I get into this list, so I said there's 10, but I actually added a bonus. So it's actually 11. But I want to make sure you understand that each grant is different because I get a lot of questions regarding grant opportunities because a lot of you think that grants are only available to nonprofits. That is not true. There's grants for all types of things, right? You as even an individual can get a grant. But these that I'm going to be talking about today are for entrepreneurs and small business owners. That means even if you don't consider yourself a business, you're self-employed, you're an independent contractor, you work on a 1099, you're a gig worker, this applies to you. But understand that each grant has a specific criteria. So you can't expect for every application to be the same. Now, there are often some similarities, right, that you will find in making sure that you are qualified to meet the criteria and have a successful application. I actually have another video on that walks you through the steps of what are the basic things that you need as an entrepreneur business owner to get grants for your business. This is free money. So right now, this is a time where small businesses are challenged due to the pandemic, and we need a financial lifeline. So that's why I come on here to share these opportunities with you, but understand that they are here today and they can be gone tomorrow, right? Some are first come, first serve, but all of them have a deadline. So how they process them is different. But when you go to the application, there's always information about the program, what the fund is, who is for, and what you need to do to qualify. So what your eligibility criteria is, and submission and the deadline. So understand deadlines are just that. If they say that it closes at on a specific date at a specific time, that is what happens. And a lot of these applications are set up with automatic triggers. So when it gets to that date and that time, it is shut off and you have no other opportunity to apply. So I would encourage you all to really act fast on these. They're open right now, but they're not open indefinitely. So there's great opportunity to secure money for your business. So I'm going to get right into them. Again, I'm going to go over 11 because I said it's a bonus that I threw in here. That's going to be fantastic. So again, apply for whichever one is, that you qualify for. You're not going to qualify for every grant, but you'll qualify for a good portion of them. Okay. So the first one is Her Rise Grant. It's an entrepreneur micro grant of $500, right? And this also includes a live pitching competition. I believe they're giving away 20 to 25 of these. To meet the eligibility, you click on the link in the description. All the links are here in the description. Click on them. It will take you to the application where you can find all the details on these. So that is a $500 grant. That is Her Rise Grant. It is a micro grant, okay? There's another grant that's called the Count Me In grant. This is for women-owned and led businesses up to $25,000. Okay, let me say that again. Up to $25,000 for the Count Me In Revival Grant. Now, the deadline to get these in is July the 8th, okay? July the 8th is the deadline. The application process is open and they give you a whole list of what is going to be required of you. And at the end of this list, I will go in through some of the things that are not only required for this program, but as a standard, you should be getting yourself ready. I always say, don't be getting ready, stay ready. Okay. So that's the Count Me In Revival Grant up to $25,000. Hidden Star has a grant for minority and women-owned businesses of $2,500. So $2,500 for that grant is open right now. They didn't have a deadline, but again, these can close at any time. Some of these are really first come, first serve based on the amount of funding that they have available. And then once they reach their funding limit, they close it. Okay. So even if they don't have a deadline, you don't want to wait because they only have so much funding for these opportunities. Okay. So that is a Hidden Star grant for $2,500. So next is the Small Business Live Grant. This grant is for minority and women-owned businesses. This grant is $5,000, right? And the grantees will be announced July 14th. So they don't have a deadline date, but you can imagine that it's going to be closing soon if they're announcing the winners July 14th. So it's open right now today. So again, I would just block off some time to go review these applications, see if you meet the criteria, and then make time to just apply. I've said before, I have not spent more than 30 minutes applying for any particular contract. Some I've been able to apply for in like 5 minutes or less. Okay. So it depends on the grant and what all that they're requiring of you pertaining to the grant. Sometimes when you apply for grant, they want you to upload all your information right then and there. Some they don't. You fill out the application, you tell them, you certify that these are incorrect. And then once they announce you as the winner or they take you to the next step, then they ask you for additional documentation. So understand, pay attention to the criteria, make sure that you meet it, and that the documents that they are going to ask for, that you can provide them. Because if you can't provide them, if you're moved to the next step, then you'll be declined at that step. Okay. So you want to make sure you're on top of it every single step of the way, that you are following up and following through in the time required, because they will deny your application if you don't submit the information, or if you don't submit the correct information, or it's not submitted when they said to submit it. Okay. So that is the Small Business Live Grant. Again, $5,000. They will announce the winner July 14th. So it's open right now. Get to it. Another grant is the Unfinished Business Minority Grant. This grant is also for minority and women-owned businesses. Is first come, first serve. Again, what that means is it's open right now. They didn't have a specific deadline. They have specific funds allocated for this program, and whoever gets their application in first is processed until the funds run out. So you want to make sure you get your application in so you can be accounted for, you can be processed before the funds are depleted. Okay, that is the Unfinished Business Minority Grant, and that is actually by the company Hennessy. Okay, so they have partnered with the organization to help administer these grants and distribute them to all of our businesses. So make sure you jump on that, first come, first serve. Another grant is the Financial Gem Grant. This is for Black women-owned businesses, $2,000 grant, and this deadline is fast approaching. Okay, is June 29th is the deadline for this one. So again, Financial Gem Grant. This is for Black women-owned businesses, and it's a $2,000 grant. You have until June 29th, which is 2 days from now. I would not wait to the deadline. Submit your application now. Another grant is the Glossier Grant. This is for Black women-owned beauty businesses. So if you're Black, woman-owned beauty business, or you know someone that has a Black-owned beauty business, this grant is up to $50,000. Okay, let me say that again. If you have a beauty business and you're a Black-owned, or you're a Black woman with a beauty business, you can get up to $50,000. The deadline is fast approaching. It's early July. Okay, that is the Glossier Grant. Poise Bounce Back Grant for women-owned businesses. That grant is $15,000. Again, that's Poise. Poise, the company, has a bounce back grant to help women in business. It is $15,000. The deadline to apply is June 30th. Get your applications in So you have an opportunity to win that free money. Again, you see these amounts, they vary. You can get anywhere from a few $100s to thousands of dollars to millions of dollars, just depending on the grant program. Okay, so these are really good and a great opportunity for you to secure some free money for your business, right? So you're not carrying a heavy debt load, right? We don't want to do that. So the next one is the Icon 360 grant. This grant is for fashion designers. Okay, so I had a lot of people ask me about both the Glossier grant for beauty businesses. Okay, I know a lot of you were excited about that one, telling your peers about it. Please do. That's only for business, for beauty businesses. Okay, and somebody asked me, can they apply for that same one for fashion grant? No, there's a fashion grant. It's called the Icon 360, and this one is for fashion designers. So if you or someone you know is a fashion designer, let them know to apply. They have a rolling application. The final deadline of all applications is August the 3rd. Again, I would not wait till August the 3rd to apply, but that is the deadline, and details are in the description. The bonus that I wanted to talk to you about is the Red Backpack Grant. This is a grant that is by Spanx. The founder, Sarah Blakely, is partnered with Global Giving, and for this grant. Now, they started this grant back in April, and they have had multiple rounds of applications. This is sometimes what you will see with some of these grants. They will have multiple rounds, and they will close. They will have an open date and an end date for each round of grants. Some they automatically roll you into the next round if you don't get it in the first round that you apply for. Others you have to reapply. Okay, so this one is one that you have to reapply. So they're going to have their applications open for the Red Backpack Grant for women entrepreneurs of $5,000. Grant the applications open July 6th through the 13th. Okay, July 6th through the 13th. That's Global Giving. That Spanx company is offering that. They have built up a $5 million fund to help women entrepreneurs. Okay, so those are those grants. Now let's talk about the federal grant through the SBA that all of us have been talking about, that I've helped many of you get access to your grants. The EIDL grant, the Economic Injury Disaster Advance and Loan Program through the SBA. This is a program for entrepreneurs and small businesses under the CARES Act to help with those that have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, they are processing new applications, right? They had closed, they ran out of funding, they got more funding, they passed the bill, got more funding, then they only opened it up to agricultural businesses. And then about 2 weeks ago, they opened it up to all qualifying businesses. So that's for-profit, nonprofit, independent contractors, right? Self-employed, entrepreneurs, gig workers, right? So if you're an Uber driver, Lyft driver, you work for Postmates, any of those types of businesses, if you are an independent contractor, consultant, you work on a 1099, you will qualify for this program. Whether or not you have employees, right now you can get up to $10,000, and how they're basing it is based on employees. So they're going to base how much of a grant you get by how many employees you have. So if you're an independent contractor, you would get $1,000 grant, okay? And they are depositing them really quickly. I've heard some report back to me that they applied and they got the deposit same day or next day or within 3 days, okay? Some of us that applied way back in March, we're still waiting for ours, but you newbies, you getting your applications in, they improved the system, enhanced the system, and so they're moving these applications much more quickly for you than they did for us that had applied earlier in the program. Okay, so this is the EIDL Advance. That is a grant. That's free money. There's no strings attached. They deposit into your bank account, and then you're free and clear. Okay, that is the grant portion. It also comes with a loan that you can you can choose to accept or not. Okay, so that is through the SBA. The link is in the comments. Again, this is first come, first serve. Like I said, they closed it before because they ran out of money. When you're talking about government controlled agencies and funding, they go based on how much funding is allocated. Once they run out of funding, it's done, right? And we don't know when that will be. And it happened relatively quickly the first round. So it's open right now. I would not hesitate or delay. The link is in the comments. If you need one-on-one assistance, the link to schedule an appointment with me is in the comments. You can also check out my YouTube video on how to complete the application yourself. I'm really thorough in walking you through that application, so you should be able to do it yourself. If you need additional help and you want me to do it for you, there is a fee for that. But I'm happy to do it. But you would need to book an appointment with me. The link is in the comments. I also want to talk about the Paycheck Protection Program, which is another federal relief program under the CARES Act that is to help small business owners and entrepreneurs. Before I talk about that, EIDL, to qualify for EIDL, you must have been in your business operating by January 31st of 2020. So if you just started your business in February, March, or April, you do not qualify for this. You had to be operating by January 31st, 2020, okay, for this program. Okay, so make sure that's clear. You don't have to have employees. You're considered an employee of one for both of these federal programs. Okay, just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. The Paycheck Protection Program is a forgivable loan. Okay, so I mentioned this because once it's forgiven, that's free money, which basically means it's a grant. It's free money to you because it is 100% forgivable. You do need to meet the criteria, follow the directions, and submit a forgivable loan application once you've already been funded. You need to spend at least 60% on payroll. If you're an independent contractor, it's automatic. The 75% is automatic. Then you just need to spend 25%, right, on other non-payroll related costs, right, like utilities, mortgage, rent. So understand that both of these programs are different in what the expectation are of how you're spending this money. None of these federal programs can you spend the money on non-business. So you can't use it to take trips, right? Use it for personal use on, home improvements. You can't use it to buy jewelry, buy a new car. It must be spent on business. And I'm serious about that because the government is serious and they're going after people for that. So understand that these programs have criteria. Some of them follow up with you, right? So you want to make sure that you are properly allocating the money, that you're properly tracking it. I always recommend setting up a separate bank account that says PPP money or EIDL money, right? And if you're paying yourself through Paycheck Protection Program, set up another account so you can make automatic owner's draw for yourself to say that you're paying yourself, okay, through the Paycheck Protection Program. But it's 100% forgivable. And as an independent contractor or solopreneur, you can get up to $20,833. But no, for this program, if you are an independent contractor, if you had a loss on your 2019 tax returns, you would not qualify for this particular program, okay? So you would have had to have a positive net profit to even qualify, to make it make sense to even apply, okay? So if you had a loss and you're an independent contractor, this is not the program for you. For Paycheck Protection Program, you would have had to be operating your business as of February the 15th, 2020. This program, to apply, the deadline is June 30th. That's next week. So there's $130 billion left for you to apply for, but the deadline is June 30th, and then it will be over. So we are like in a mad dash to get these applications processed. So again, if you need help with this program, I can assist. I don't charge you a fee. We get paid through the banks, right? Or through the lenders. I actually go through PayPal. I also have a walkthrough of that process from when you first submit your application. But once you submit, once you get to the next step, then they take you to a loan builder, and then you have to provide the additional information and records for your business. Okay, that is the Paycheck Protection Program. So there's a lot of good money, grant money available, free money available to all of you all entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. Again, please do share this broadcast out. Please do subscribe. Please do share this information with your peers, with your network. Let them know that there is money available to them, right? Because we know businesses are out there struggling, that we need it. We need to have a financial lifeline, and we don't want to be burdened down by debt. We don't also want to be afraid to take out loans. The coronavirus is escalating, right? So we don't know what's going to happen. So you need to have cash on hand for your business, okay? You need to make sure you have it. We just don't know what's happening. Even if you think that you're doing well in your business, anticipate what could happen, right? Did you lose any money? Did you lose clients? Was there opportunity loss, right? Were your events canceled? Can you not host the events this year that you were planning to host? You have to look at those types of things and ask yourself, and then apply for this money. As I would say, when in doubt, apply. The worst that can happen is that they say no. And then they say no. For the EIDL, you can appeal. All right. So some of these programs have an appeal process. With the EIDL, you can appeal. Sometimes this is just a matter of you submitting information, they didn't have correct banking information. You either didn't submit a bank, or they couldn't verify your bank, right, to deposit the funds. So they would ask you for more information. Okay. Or they may have denied you for some, not just the grant, but the loan, for any number of reasons. Maybe it was credit, or your credit worthiness, right? And it's not just based on your credit score, right? So you want to provide them, submit a request for reconsideration. That information is in here as well. If for some reason or another you're denied for the EIDL program, okay? So you can submit an appeal that is a request for reconsideration. So these are amazing grant opportunities. Again, they're available right now. This is free money that you can get for your business. I want to recommend that you check out my video that talks about how to prepare to get grants like these, right? Right now, they're making it so easy because we're in unprecedented times, right? So the process for some of these would not normally be this easy, but it is. So this is more reason why you should take advantage of the opportunity now, when it's so easy to fill out an application in minutes and be done, and then be in line to possibly get, $1,000, $5,000, $20,000 or more for your business. One thing that they ask for a lot is your business banking account. They will ask for it. And sometimes they want a signature statement. This depends on the grant that you're applying for. So I would encourage you, if you don't have a business bank account, that you get one. Having a PayPal account or Cash App, that is not sufficient, okay? They want you to have a business bank account. You can go to a company called Aslo. There's Chime. I bank with Huntington Bank. There's Dollar Bank. There's a lot of banks that are free, have free business. It's easy to set up, okay? I also recommend, if you are a business, start working on making a plan to make sure that you have everything in order, that you are actually legally structuring your business, because a lot of these grants, they ask for this. They want you to have an EIN. That is an employer identification number for your business. That's even if you're an independent contractor, right? If you're operating as a DBA, you want to have your employer identification number. Okay, it's just like your social security number itself is for your business. Okay, that just lends to the legitimacy or credibility of your business, that you're actually in business and that you're not one of these people making up businesses. Okay, so don't do that. Make sure that you're not, operate in integrity. Don't try to fraud any of these systems. It's going to come back to bite you. Don't even try it. I've told people this before. There's no need to do it. You can qualify just as you are for the programs that you meet the qualifications for. They also will ask for your tax returns. I tell people all the time, I don't understand why so many entrepreneurs and small business owners aren't doing your taxes. That is preventing you from getting access to free money. Get your taxes done. If you need help, reach out to me. I am a tax consultant, or reach out to someone professional, not fly by night tax people, right? Professionals that can get your taxes done the right way, and so that you can provide that as evidence of your business and your business income. And it's for you too to know where you are, where your financials are. So again, all of these programs, pretty much, if they don't ask for it up front, once you get to the next step, or once they issue you the grant or announce you as the grantee or the awardee, they would ask you for your tax records. They may even ask you, most certainly they would ask you for a W-9 form, right? Because anytime someone's giving you money and you're not an employee, they need to issue you a tax document, okay? So in order to do that, that's a 1099, okay? So they issue you a 1099 before the end of the year. And so to do that, they need a W-9 document for which you submit to them with your information, your business information, or yourself, right? Your social security number. But I never recommend people use their social security number. Work on getting an EIN number. Protect your social security number. But for this purpose, for these programs right here and now, that is sufficient for some of these programs to use your, especially for EIDL, the EIDL grant program, for you to use your name and your social security number to get access to that funding. Okay. But I would just say prepare so you can get access to more money. You don't want to be limited in your capacity to get money. And then register your business, like legally register your business in the state that you're in so that you are official business, right? So they're going to be looking for that. So for more tips on what you need to do to get prepared for these grants, again, I have a video on that. So I encourage you to check that out. So I hope this has been helpful for you. A lot of great information, grants out there, they're coming on all the time. So as I come across them, I always share them on this channel. So there's 10 right here. I have another video with some other grants that are still open. So you can check out that video as well. Go get your money and then report back to me what's happening, how you progress, what money you got. I love to hear you all that are getting your money and how grateful that you are for that, and the testimonials of how it's helping you really sustain in this challenging time. So I'm happy for you. Wish you much success. Congratulations to all of you all that are watching these videos, taking action. Those of you that are sharing these videos with others, sharing is caring, right? We have to be a support for each other, empower each other during this time. So I'm glad that you all are doing that. Okay. So thank you so much. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Again, as always, stay safe and in good health, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.